What an extraordinary letter. And as you look at all the bankers you dealt with, the executives you dealt with, how does this guy get away with this and nobody else does?
You know, I think part of it is he's done a masterful job at JPMorgan, right? He's built a world-class institution.
The beginning of the letter, huge
right?
financials, yeah.
And so when you do that, you get a certain level of credibility. And he's expanded that credibility well beyond the normal remit of a CEO of a bank and talks about a whole bunch of issues and does it, I think, in a very intelligent, rational way. And so I think, you know, as you said, Warren Buffett's letters maybe in past years were similar to this. I just think it's a terrific platform for him, and he uses it very well.
He was a guy who was sent from New York out to the hinterlands to do Bank One. He comes back with a lot of doubt. I mean, a lot of people younger don't remember how suspect. Who's this kid that's going to run JPMorgan? His management style is high energy, as is the letter as well. But he began to shift to the international space. He's almost running for Secretary Treasury on about page 30 of the letter. Do you see this guy migrating from this position he's in now after he builds that skyscraper over to public service? You know,
it's hard to find anybody who would have that level of credibility coming in. I mean, he is respected for his views. He's thoughtful. You know, you see the interviews with him, and he's a very engaging guy. So, yeah, I could definitely see him in the political sphere. And I think more, as you said, in something like the Treasury Department, I think he'd be a terrific Secretary of the Treasury for somebody.
Bob, good morning. Guy in London. Do you think the president will read this letter? Do you think Larry Kudlow will read this letter? Do you think anybody in the White House will read this letter?
The president, I doubt it, because from what I hear, 46 pages is not in his normal remit. Larry, who I've known for over 40 years, I think he will read this letter and probably take some thoughtful views from it. I'm not sure that, you know, in knowing Larry and his views, that he and Jamie are that far apart in terms of important issues, and particularly on China trade. I think they both think that free trade is good, but they also think fair trade is good. And I think they both believe that we don't exactly have a level playing field right now.
I've only been to the White House once, and the time that I went there, I saw Jamie Dimon walking out the door, which was interesting that he was there having a conversation. Gary Cohn obviously was in the White House in a circle at that point. Do you think Mr. Cohn's experience within the White House will put Jamie off doing anything in that direction?
I would think it would be a stretch for Jamie to join this administration, certainly the way things stand now. But, you know, sometime in the future, We'll see what happens politically and what his options might be.